Hello! Bam! What's up, everybody? I am Brandon Jones, and welcome to the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Today's special guest, Michael Damiani. Damiani, show off the shirt. Show it off. Show it to everybody.
Mario green screen me out, baby. I was trying not to green screen me out.
It always trips me out when they pick up C-3PO in Star Wars, when they're like, what kind of talk is that? And they pick him up because they do the screen split, and it makes it look like C-3PO got cut in half. I'm always like, like as a kid, I'm like, they chop C-3PO in half because they lift him up. But it's just the old Star Wars wipe. Do it.
Oh man, I messed up my camera now. No, we have to go to another shot.
Oh no.
Oh well.
Oh no.
There we go. There we no. Maybe yes. No. Camera.
I'm getting heavy artifacting there.
Camera. Didn't like the shirt. Got through. All right. Let me do the magic trick here.
If you're familiar with the Community Showcase, this is where we show off the shirts that we've just purchased.
It's
a very short stream, but it'll. This is our $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. About a week ago, I put up a post. I asked people to submit comments, screenshots, photos, music, videos, drawings that they have made, that they've worked on. And as far as the comments go, stuff, it can be anything. Stuff, I mean, obviously anything as long as people are on their best behavior, but anything they're potentially looking forward to in 2021, anything that happened to them over the holiday season or that they want to reflect on from this past year. And then myself and one other ally, this time Michael Damiani, goes through all of this wonderful stuff. So we're going to kick it off with all of our comments, but thank you to everybody for submitting. Shout out to...
Shout out.
I believe it was Mo Grant. Shout out to Mo Grant, who submitted something about 2 hours ago. It was way past the deadline. But I know it can be confusing. I know it can be confusing for the deadline because, and I think I'm going to bump the deadline up an hour because I say the deadline, like for example, in the post, it said the deadline is January 4th at 12 a.m. Where I could see you saying 12 p.m. and being like, oh, I got till noon the next day. So I think I'm going to bump it to 11 p.m. the previous day so that you see that previous date and you go, oh, okay, I got to put it up the day before, because some people sneak that stuff in right until the last minute, and I got to stay up waiting on the edge of my seat. Some people didn't. Some people put in posts and said hold, but then didn't actually submit stuff. Lotiaz, I hope your post made it too. Just let me know if it did not. I got the post up here. I got the comments up here. If you want to check out any of this stuff by yourself, after this is done, I'll make the post public, and you can go to patreon.com/easyallies. On the top of our Patreon page, you will see a bunch of different posts. Cup of Jones, and one of those will be the showcase. You click the Q&A, yada, yada. You click on the showcase, it'll show you all the ones in the past. And then you go into the comments, and that's where people submitted stuff. So a lot of people talked about, channels that you can go to. They will maybe give you a little snippet of a story, and then they'll say the rest of the story. Or if you're like, I really like that musician, I really like that person who created that video, you can potentially go and see the other work that they have made. Someone who typically gives us videos, but this year just a small, lovely comment, Mr. Eric Jackson. Hey, Jones and Damiani, what a crazy year it's been. I think I'll take it easy with the showcase and forego any artwork or voiceover content. I'm currently transitioning to my new apartment where I'll be living totally alone for the first time ever, no roommates or parents, and things have been pretty stressful, as you can imagine. I wish everyone a wonderful holiday season and a fantastic new year in spite of all the sadness and trauma currently filling the airways. As always, love and respect, Eric. Damiani will never be alone as long as those cats are in the room. I should say Damiani and Tifa and Cloud, because they're gonna speak up at some point.
Oh yeah, I think they're sleeping now. That might be good, but if I say the names out loud, that will summon them over here, summon them hither, and then the meow, the serenade of meows shall begin once again.
From James Davey, greetings, Brandon and Damiani. Seeing as Damiani loves cats like I do, I want to share that earlier this year, or sometime last year, my late Moggy cat, Jessica, rested on my mom's chest backwards so that her backside was dangerously close to her face, and my brother took a picture of it. Unfortunately, Jess was put down in late September, but she had a lovely and long life, which is what I assume all of us want from our pets. She is also the third pet I lost in the space of 13 months, which is sad, but the memories remain. My showcases and Q&A questions have often been long-winded, reductive, and incendiary, because I find I have so much to say, and I want the allies' opinions on I have so much to say that I want the allies' opinions on. This could be due to my journalistic mentality, but I love bringing some challenging discussions to the Q&As. I'm a big fan. You like it when things get spicy, right, Damiani? A challenge. You can laugh that stuff off.
Mild spicy.
Yeah, just
A
your
medium
general
spicy.
spice.
What's the yeah, like the above average spicy? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But not like the, ghost pepper. We don't need
Yeah.
that.
I find that the more probing questions might not be to your tastes, such as the list of controversial video game opinions in this month's philosophical list based on the speeches given by George Carlin and Jacques Fresco. Perhaps you find them a bit too scathing, whereas questions related to your past, such as when I asked about your embarrassing moments, are more enjoyable and engaging for everybody. See, the thing about uncomfortable questions is we can just throw those to the side. We can just be like, no, it's fine. Or just give it a very short, abrupt answer. But I love a little spice. My point isn't to create or incite arguments, it's to garner perspectives. How do you feel about these sort of questions, and would you prefer them to be more personal and past-driven? Totally depends on the question. I think it's hard to give a blanket statement over whether something will be comfortable or not based on it being personal or about philosophical or, of a religious connotation or... I don't know. Do you have a preference either way?
I feel like there's, I don't know. Specifically in the was referring to the Q&A questions. I remember we got those like crazy ones. Like I personally, I mean, at first I thought someone was trying to like troll bait us or something. Like I can never tell, without the writer's tone. Sometimes it's hard to tell tone when you're not familiar with the writer. And I didn't know if they were trying to like get some kind of reaction out of us, which, maybe that was the wrong read on it. Also, I was dangerously close to saying I need to cut all of us off because our political podcast is $10,000 tier, right. And this is we're breaking our own rules here. Right. We're not crossing that. We're crossing that line. But I don't know. I feel like it is good to have discussions about complicated subjects. I don't know how much I enjoy them when it's in a like the Q&A setting. You can get, I guess it's fair to get anything, but at the same time, I like when it's something that feels like it might become a debate. I'd like to have some more prep time. I don't generally like to answer things when I haven't put enough thought into them. So when I remain quiet, it's like I need to think about this a little bit more before I like answer. So I don't want to just say something that's cliche or something that demonstrates like I didn't really understand, like you don't really understand what's being asked. So you can give an opinion, but sometimes it's uninformed opinion, and those aren't generally very good opinions. So I feel like there's a time and a place for those, and it's certainly valid to ask us those. I think it just needs a little bit of a heads up. So because I also think the people asking the questions, they're expecting a level of discourse from us, and I think it deserves a little bit more attention to do that.
Somebody just mentioned, RF. I am mirrored because I pulled the camera from Discord, so I'm mirrored.
Do you know Jones? Are you an XSplit?
Yeah.
Did you know that you can just right-click your thing? Go to Effects. Okay. Or go to layout. Go to layout. Sorry, layout.
Oh, sorry, layout.
Okay, see the flip button in the middle right here? Yeah, like in that. Yeah. No. You got to flip. Other one. There you go.
There we go. Yay! Everything's right with the world.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm looking over here. I liked it because I was looking at Damiani before. Hold on, wait. Let me put Damiani over there.
No.
Yeah, that's right. I want to look at you while we're going. There we go.
It's like when you alter your monitors in Windows display.
All right. Speaking of journalisms, do either of you have any recommendations regarding websites who will recruit video game writers on a voluntary basis? Not something.
Yeah, the thing is, having worked in it so long, I mean, could probably, again, if I asked around, I could probably find the answer for it. And I don't think you want me going like on Google or something or messaging people instead of talking and paying attention to you right now. I think the thing is, it's kind of a product of maybe not complacency, but like work at Easy Allies. I've worked at Game Trailers before. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't really have a personal need of looking for that, but I guess it would be a good idea to be familiar with that type of stuff to help newer, younger people who are trying to get into the industry. So that's maybe a little bit of a shortcoming on my end, not having that advice to give you. So I apologize.
I do see that information pop up on Twitter a lot. And I know, if I could throw out one name, I know I've seen The Escapist. I just know personally a lot of people that have written for The Escapist lately because they kind of had like a rejuvenated, a renewed interest in the editorial portion of that website. But that is just from what I've seen on Twitter. I'm currently affiliated with the Xbox Tavern, where I've reviewed many different games from obscurities like Distraint 2.
The what?
Yeah, Distraint 2 to AAA blockbusters like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But I want to broaden my horizons. I mentioned in the Q&A that I'm partnering with Happy Gaming to produce video game content, which I believe will show off in the community showcases in the future. Stoked for that. As for my GOTY games this year, I've got many games I want to trudge through, but at the moment, I believe Hunt Down to be my personal
Hunt Down.
Closely followed by The Last of Us Part 2 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1-2 remake. Hunt Down gets the nod for me because of how in awe I was when I started playing and how explosively memorable it became for me. And unlike The Last of Us Part 2, it never wavered and managed to stay consistently awesome from start to finish. Where The Last of Us Part 2, despite being one of the finest video game experiences I've ever had, overdid the outpost clearing to such an extent that I wanted it to stop. Some of the worst games I've played include WWE 2K Battlegrounds, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and Fast and Furious Crossroads. Also, I predict the Easy GOTY will come down between Final Fantasy VII Remake and The Last of Us Part 2, although I feel Hades might be a dark horse contender. Thanks for all you do. Love and respect. We got to throw one.
Go ahead, John. Sorry.
Got to take that last comment and just move right along. We can't talk about GOTYs before GOTYs.
Right. But it
could be anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a name you forgot in there, though. Your assumptions. There's a name you didn't mention, I think.
There we go. No, good tease. Yeah. Leave it there. It's a bummer I didn't finish Mafia 2, but I was enjoying my time with it. But yeah, a lot of people that played Mafia, the original Mafia 2, were upset. From Brandon K. Gann, my final GOTY list will be, and I shout out to Hunt Down because I love. My favorite thing about Hunt Down was just how well the bosses are laid out, because you just want to go get those people. Like, right when they list, like, these are all the new bosses that you're going to face. It's like, gotta go take them out. Gotta go hunt them down. From Brandon K. Gann, my final GOTY list will be months away because Cyberpunk's late release but shockingly awful performance and luckily securing a Series X has me waiting. Instead, here are the 8 games I played from 2020. In 8th is Gears Tactics, and while last, it's not bad. The first game I've played in the genre, it's decent, though has numerous problems. Pop-in and loading at the start of every mission. Interesting story is marred by poppin' and loading. Interesting story is marred by a poorly handled cast. Bosses are the best part, but there's only 3, and are one-time instances per save file. 7th place is Crash 4, It's About Time. As I said months ago, the best Crash game ever and does so much right, but how it implements difficulty down the stretch leaves me more frustrated than celebratory. 6th place belongs to Ghost Runner. Really enjoyed my time with this first-person parkour puzzler. It's a delight, though the second of 3 boss encounters and the last gameplay segment are infuriating for how both fast and precise you must be. Yeah, tough to kind of like wrap a game like that up, because like you obviously want to put the toughest part at the end, but you're like so close to the end. You're just like, please, I just want to finish this game. Next is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I'm not really into rhythm games, but this is fantastic because it's entirely a celebration of the franchise, and you play almost every song from every game in a series known for phenomenal music. In addition, it's a great condensed recap of major plot points. Do you agree, Damiani?
I haven't touched it, but what I saw,
I was wondering.
It's another summery game. It's a lot of the music from the series. I think it's a nice way to do it. It's definitely better than Recoded, which was essentially not exactly a retelling of the games of the up to that point, but it's nice to celebrate Kingdom Hearts music, so I'll give it a pass on that. I feel like filler games that majority of the content is rehashed is a Kingdom Hearts trope at this point. Right. And I really wish they'd avoid doing that. I wish they'd just make new games, like completely original new content going forward.
Fair.
But they're probably gonna keep doing stuff like this.
Certainly for a while. It's probably gonna be a bit before we have another like main entry. Although it probably won't be like a Kingdom Hearts 4. It'll probably be like a Kingdom Hearts flip up dash something or what, like whatever.
Yes. I heard it's going to be called Kingdom Hearts
28 over 5 dog pixels.
Kingdom Hearts versus Organization 13 divided by 2 is the final title.
There you go. Ori and the Will of the Wisps would have been third if not for tech issues. However, like the first Ori, this is artistically, yeah, that's what I've been hearing that from some people. This is artistically the most beautiful game I've ever played, with an exemplary soundtrack and somber story. Instead, third place goes to Doom Eternal. Much more challenging than Doom 2016, the juggling of constantly needing health, armor, and ammo while viciously obliterating demons is satisfying. My runner-up is The Last of Us Part 2, one of the most impactful games I've ever gone through, and while I have no issue replaying the first many times, character decisions, particularly in the last third of Part 2, are so emotionally jarring, I can't replay it yet. Don't get me wrong, it runs fantastically, looks incredible, plays perfectly, and is excellently acted, yet the 2020 game I love most is Final Fantasy VII Remake. To name a fraction of moments that will stay with me: sitting at the main menu listening to the prologue, first controlling Cloud, disbelieving 5 years of initial wait was over, looking up at the steel sky, caught up in the soft reworking of the main theme, fighting the airbuster to an epic rock choir, having my imagination in hyperdrive as credits rolled, further fueled by the spoiler mode with Maximilian Dude afterwards, so thank you EZA and Max. It's not perfect. I have gripes with some choices in minigames, the handling of Roche. The ending is only for the super hardcore fans like myself, and certain aspects about Materia, but I said it last month. It's my most anticipated project, and Remake is my second favorite game of all time, only behind the original. That is a good point, and how I think one of the easiest comparisons I can make from Last of Us 1 to Last of Us Part 2 was Last of Us Part 2, I immediately started a second playthrough, and Last of Us Part 2, I was like, I'm good. Like maybe that speaks more to kind of what I wanted to make time for now, that like I was just like, I need to move on to other projects or had a review or something, but like I was so hungry, with just like doing the concept of New Game Plus, like, oh, I can start a new game with like the ammo that I have, and it might just be the format that I was kind of more familiar with on the second round. And going into GOTYs, I got everything that I made from my list, Damiani, over the holidays. I was like, don't need to put Final Fantasy Remake on that list. Already played it.
Yeah.
Played it, loved it.
Very happy you played it and liked it.
Joseph Caruso. Hey guys, on last month's community showcase, I shared a few big time gaps in gaming-related releases from now, compared to similar time gaps in the past that felt like an eternity at the time. It's a strange subject that I dwell on way too much, and I feel a little less weird when Damiani said that this stuff drives him insane too. Now that Damiani is on this month's showcase, I'd like to share a few more examples of mind-blowing time gaps, this time all Nintendo-related.
All right.
I thought about you when we were reading these last month. Just like last month, these time gaps I'm going to mention are calculated in years, so don't go crazy doing the math in your head if you know what month or days these came out. Ready?
Sure.
It's been over 10 years since Metroid Other M came out. The gap between Super Metroid and Metroid Prime was only 8 years. Only is in quotes.
Yeah.
The GameCube came out 19 years ago. At the time, the NES released only 16 years ago or prior to that. So it's longer now between now and the GameCube as it was between the GameCube and the Nintendo Entertainment System. By next year, the 3DS will be as old as the Game Boy Advance was when the 3DS released. The Wii is as old now as the Philips CDI was when the Wii was released. Reggie Fils-Aimé joined Nintendo of America 17 years ago. The original Legend of Zelda was 17 years old at the time. The infamous Capcom 5 were also announced 17 years ago. That was before. That was funny. I missed that 100%. Like I did not know that had happened. Like that was not. I was really looking at like new games and new, like obviously game trailers, because that was around the time that Game Trailers was formed, but was not reading magazines that intensively. And finally, perhaps the one that hurts my 35-year-old brain the most. Mario Galaxy is as old now as the first episode of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show was when Mario Sunshine released. Mario Sunshine, 13 years. Mario Galaxy is 13 years old. Hopefully this exercise didn't make you feel too old. Honestly, it just makes me appreciate how much has changed in the industry and in our lives. We don't tend to notice slow and steady change until we look back to just a short time ago, especially when it comes to something like video game graphical realism. For example, I was replaying Horizon Zero Dawn on my very powerful PC, a game which was gorgeous on my PS4 Pro less than 4 years ago, but my girlfriend was blown away when I told her that it was only 4 years old. She thought it looked like a much older game based just on the graphics. As we get older, time moves too quickly for sure, but at least plenty of cool stuff happens along the way. You are so good at dates, Damiani, when we mention stuff like down to like the month and the actual like day of the month. Do you feel old when this stuff happens? When you get dates like this, does it make you sad, or are you like? Part of me kind of feels proud that like, yeah, I lived through all of that.
Yeah, that
still playing games. Yeah,
feel good. But I mean, each new console launch, like each new console generation, I do get very sentimental about that. It's one of the ways like I do date things that way, like in my mind, whether it's intentional, conscious, subconsciously. But PS5, getting my PS5 and then looking at my PS4 Pro, and like that PS4 Pro was like cutting edge, like that was the next gen, and now it's like that's obsolete. And then I start thinking back further. It's like PS3 was like, oh man, like when like the PS3 compared to the PS2, like just the interface and everything, like how advanced it felt, like that, how old that is now. It's like that's 2006. And same thing with and especially with Nintendo consoles. When I'm looking at the Switch now, it's like they said it's halfway through the Switch's lifespan. I'm like, this is a brand new system. It's like Nintendo's been generally one of the best about keeping the shorter lifespans, as Sony and Microsoft have moved to like longer timetables. And every roughly 5 years, you get like a new system. So you have to think, we're entering the start of year 4 with the Switch. It's like
that's the stuff that knocks me out. It's usually the like 4 to 6 year gaps that I'm like, what? That's the stuff that I forget. If you see something's over 10 years old, it's like, yeah, that's the Flintstones era. Like that's like prehistoric. But,
and it's amazing because the younger it was, like it always felt like those 5 years took forever. Like Super Nintendo was the first one I got when it was near launching, and it felt like an eternity from that till N64. And N64 to GameCube felt like an eternity to me. Mm-hmm. But as we like from the Wii era onward, it's kind of like it's like sped up. It's like those 5 years isn't as fast, and it is it feels a bit sad when you look at the Wii, like how old it is. I mean like N64, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, even like GameCube. I know those is retro, but like Wii, it's pretty much very retro now. And soon, like at some point, we're gonna get to a point where it's been like 10 years since the Switch. It's like ready 4 years. It's like, right. Oh man, like, and it's so weird to me. Yeah.
I generally, because Game Trailers was around for 13 years, around the midpoint of Game Trailers, which was like 2008, 2009, 2011, that's like my most cloudy era. That's anything that happened in like 2009. I'm like, because there's just nothing really monumental that happened in my personal life. Whereas like when people start talking about like 2015 versus 14, it's like, all right, was that Game Trailers or Easy Allies? Then I can remember like, wait a minute, that was obviously then. From Small Leviathan, new year, new top 5 list. I love all this ranking. It's fantastic. I think I played more old games in 2020 as opposed to new releases, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't plenty of good stuff to work with, so let's get going. Honorable mention, Sayonara Wild Hearts. This game came out last year, but I didn't play it until 2020, and it is an absolute blast. A pop album music video come to life. Sayonara Wild Hearts is energetic, cheerful, and oozing with style. Number 5, Noita. Developed by a Finnish dream team consisting of superstars like Petri Perho from Crayon Physics Deluxe, Ali Harjola from The Swapper, and Arvi Teikari from Baba Is You, this roguelite action side-scroller captivates with its unique fluid mechanics inspired by falling sand games of old, and a wildly creative wand crafting system that lets you combine spells for all sorts of crazy results, which you'll need in order to survive this vicious world inspired by Finnish mythology. Have you played Noita? If this is a game that I recall, Damian, this is a very you game, because this is a game where you can die like super fast because you are just wrecking the world. Like it's a very having enjoyed watching you play Teardown as much as I did, I bet I would really enjoy watching you play Noita, because you can just rip that world apart. And there's a lot of like, oh look, there's a big pool of lava. Let me just tap away at it and see what. Oh no! Like lots of that. Lots of good Minecraft. Like I'm melting. Number 4, Risk of Rain 2. My honorable mention from last year's list. This third-person roguelite shooter is out of early access and better than ever. I adore this game's cast of playable characters, ranging from construction robots to techno wizards and toxic lizard monsters, and of course, the frenetic combat in which you'll be weaving through the attacks of dozens, if not hundreds of enemies as you attempt to escape a hostile alien planet. Number 3, Animal Crossing: New Horizons. My token big budget game for this list, because AAA games are real games too. In a very challenging year, it's been nice to have something as unchallenging as New Horizons around. Speak for yourself, man. Catching all this fish. Bloodworth's caught all the fish.
Blood is a madman.
Madman.
Yeah, getting all the fish. Jeez.
I don't even know, like, if I tried the second year around just to fill in those gaps, I don't even know if I would have the
patience. And Blood doesn't do like the time travel nonsense. Blood plays it 100% legitimate.
Yep. And I've been happy to check on my little island every single day since the game was released.
Jeez, that's dedication.
That is dedication. Number 2, Hades. I think the fact that Hades ranks as number 2, despite that I think it's one of Supergiant's less interesting games, says a lot about the quality of both the game and, I know,
less interesting.
And of Supergiant as a studio. Despite not feeling very inspired by the setting, I absolutely loved this game's combat and character writing, and on a systemic level, it's easily Supergiant's strongest outing yet. I love how you just jump in. I love how you boot up Hades, and you're like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
No opening cutscene, just like, boop, go play. Number 1, Spiritfarer. A cozy management game about dying is the tagline that Thunder Lotus used for Spiritfarer's marketing, and while it does succinctly describe it, I think it undersells what a tremendously ambitious game this is at its core. Spiritfarer is a game about being the ferryman of the dead, about traveling the spirit world, looking for people to join your crew, and expanding your ship to fit the needs and wants of your new friends. But more than that, it is a game about confronting mortality. It's about losing loved ones, about never getting to say goodbye, about accepting the fact that one day you will never wake up again. It should be a gloomy affair, but with deft writing and a great deal of heart, Spiritfarer ends up being one of the most uplifting experiences I've ever had, and my life is much, much richer for it. Even if I cried like a baby on 4 separate occasions, and that's my list for the year. Here's hoping 2021 is a lot less of whatever all that was about. Love and respect, Small Leviathan. Gestures wildly. Yeah, Spiritfarer, I've been watching Amanda play Spiritfarer. I don't know if I will make time for it. Damian and I were just saying we're looking ahead from like now until March, and like it's pretty light. It's pretty. We might do
now
toaster strudels this week.
Just wait.
Like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what stuff gets announced. Yeah, just you wait. From Sebastian Hall. Hello, Brandon and Damiani. Welcome to 2021, where we hope things are starting to get better. Obviously, nothing will be done overnight, but it feels like now with 2 vaccines approved, at least here in the UK, and the holidays done with, we can hope that things are looking good by the summer. Working from home this year has also meant that I have had lots of time for gaming. I've played a lot more WoW Classic than I dare to admit, leveled and geared 2 characters, Warrior, Tank, and Rogue. Thank you for letting me know what classes they are. I love that. Rated all current content and met a lot of people, which I now consider friends. Also, coming to an end of a console generation meant I could start wrapping up my backlog and catching up on some stuff that I've had lying around for a while. This year, I 100%ed Skyrim, including all the DLCs, which was fun, despite that I put in around 300 hours in the base version on PS3.
Jeez.
This time around only took me around 150 hours. Playing through FF7 Remake, that's probably how much time I put into Valhalla. Playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake twice, but been putting off hard mode as it seems really daunting, and there are some fights I'm not looking forward to, but won't spoil here for people who still haven't played it. Ended up putting more hours into Titanfall 2 multiplayer. Still holds up, still great fun, and yes, I got the skills. Kinda. Shame that Respawn seems to be focusing on Apex and other stuff. That means we'll probably never see a 3rd installment. That said,
I'm with you.
Fallen Order was a lot of great fun. If they continue with great games with more great combat like that, I'll be all for it. My main highlight, gaming-wise, of this year, though, was Last of Us Part 2. Sure, the pacing's a bit off, and some stuff was a bit dreary. However, after completing the game, I felt exhausted, sad, angry, happy, a roller coaster of emotions, really. Not many games make me end up just staring at the screen after credits, trying to calm down and process it all. Also, shout out to the animation team, just spot on and so fluid from start to finish. I'm sorry that I've missed the last couple of showcases, ended up moving from my shared accommodation to my own big flat. It seems to be a trend on the showcase. Everybody moving into their own place. Even got a proper office space now. Whoop, whoop. Then work decided to go absolutely ballistic for the last 2 months before the holidays. Hoping that now in 2021, I can build a new gaming rig so that I can bring some more and better Star Citizen content to the future showcases. If RTX 3080 could come back into stock, I would be very happy. Hope 2021 will be all you wish it will be. Love and respect, Lotiaz. Yeah, Lotiaz, I mentioned you and talked about Star Citizen on the podcast. So, interesting year for that Star Citizen. Thank you. Really, you've given me an interesting perspective on that. It's really nice. That would have been a headline I'd want to talk about anyway, but based on your experience, I have a different frame of mind. So that is the thing about the showcase. All of you, let me know about games. What, Defiant 2? Was that the one from earlier? Defiant 2.
Oh.
I got to look that up. A lot of games out there. A lot of games. A lot of emails in the inbox. Alex AI. Hi, Damiani and Jones. How are you today?
Doing well.
Good. Hopefully well. There we go.
There you
I'm
go.
one of those people who just can't stop buying new games. Over the years, I amassed a huge backlog, and in order to finally chip away at it, I made a resolution last year to beat more games. Part of that resolution was switching to games was listing the games I beat. So here are the games I actually finished in 2020. Shout out to Brad Ellis, who does this too. Who posted this on Twitter the other day. I probably should. I'm lucky if I get time to play games. Number 1, SteamWorld Quest RPG on Switch. Fun little RPG with card-based combat. I played a little bit of it, didn't finish it. Number 2, Glass Masquerade 2 puzzle, Switch. Interesting stained glass puzzles. Not just a clever title, I guess. Number 3, Minesweeper Genius puzzle game on Switch. Some brain jogging for in between. Can you beat Minesweeper Genius, I wonder? I like that.
Probably not.
Minesweeper. And are you tapping that? Are you tapping?
Yeah, is it the same as the
stylus?
That's like, I hate that.
So, number 4, Child of Light RPG on Switch. That's right, it's on Switch. Finally beaten. Nice short RPG. Impressive visuals and music. I didn't know if that was... What's a short RPG? What are we talking? 20 hours?
15, 20 hours?
Yeah. Number 5, Langrisser 1.
Langrisser.
Tell me, it's on Switch. Have you heard of that one?
I know that name.
Nostalgia. Beat the original on Sega Genesis. Number 6, Langrisser 2. Another SRPG for Switch. More nostalgia for me. Love this one. Number 7, Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. FC. First chapter. RPG on Steam. Great. Had to beat it again to remember all the story bits. Number 8, Chaos Code New Sign of Catastrophe. A fighting game for the Switch. An oldie from Arc System Works. And then... Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, SC, second chapter, RPG on Steam. Great game, loads of story payoffs as it continues the story from FC. Number 10, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, which, Damiani, is an MMORPG that's available on Steam. Yeah. Fresh character.
Oh, you got the Steam version. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Number 11, Final Fantasy XIV, Heaven's Word. Finally beat it. Amazing. Number 12, Final Fantasy XIV, Stormblood. Wayward first credits roll. Wayward Daughter is my favorite theme.
Good song.
Is that rings a bell? Just that
name? It's the music for Tsukiyomi. That's a boss fight. Yeah.
Nice.
A primal.
Number 13, Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Got to the first credits roll and will continue once all the patches are out. Really great again. I like that thought. Just like once that last patch comes out, like, okay.
I want to back in. Just saying more Shadowbringer stuff. Jesse Cox just finished playing through all the Final Fantasy XIV content starting from fresh.
Wow!
And he said, "Thank you, Final Fantasy XIV." Tweet at the account. Thank you for a beautiful story. I can't believe I spent so long refusing to play this game. I was so wrong. Shadowbringers was one of the best gaming experiences I ever had. That was from Jesse Cox. Yeah,
nice. Number 14, Children of Morta, an action RPG on Switch. Nice palate cleanser. Number 15, Tales of Symphonia, are the RPG for Steam. Fun.
Oh, you played the Steam version?
Yeah.
I heard, no, it's a great game. Tales of Symphonia is great. I heard if they fixed it, I heard the PC port had problems, but let me know.
One RPG port that I regret was I played the Xbox version of Knights of the Old Republic for the retrospective and didn't find out until after I was done with the playthrough. They were like, no, that doesn't... Or I think it's the Xbox version running on the 360. Like, the 360 just screws it up somehow. The frame rate's terrible. And I was like, well, I don't remember the frame rate really being really bad in this game, but I guess it's just me. So all the montages you see in the Star Wars retrospective is just like... Sorry. Number 16, Tales of Zestiria, also on Steam. Finicky camera, but still fun combat. Number 17, Hades on Switch. Awesome. Hades was awesome. Tales of Symphonia was fun. Number 18, Hunt Down on the Switch. Thanks to Don for the recommendation. Number 19, Cyberpunk 2077. Played that on Steam. Loads of great stories and overall potential, but has issues. You don't say. I've already started my list for 2021, and I'm excited to see what I will finally beat this year. Love and respect, Alex. Thank you, Alex. I love to rattle all that stuff off. Morgan Mohala. Sadly, I don't have a recurring idea for the community showcase, so please accept a poem and a joke. You ready?
Yep.
The poem's not a joke. There's a poem and then a separate joke. We'll get to the joke later.
Okay. That's what I thought.
There was one who said unto me that the universe was going to cause me to tremble, that I am not the wisest among my peers. She had the appearance unto me as a foolish girl. She leered at me with her fingers and her hand contorted, in the frame of a Greek gamma upon her forehead. Behold, the years begin coming, and do not cease from coming. Fed unto the axioms, I fell upon the earth and ran. It was not acceptable, if not to live for the sake of pleasurable things. Your brain increases its wisdom, but your heart still seeks childish pursuit. Dami, I'm reading a poem here, man. Come on.
Do you know what this is? Come on.
I know. I've heard this before.
Cease this right now.
I'm not done. I get paid to read these.
Okay.
I'm doing my job here, damn it. A great amount to do, a great amount to see. Therefore, there is no difficult problem if we take to the backside of the streets. You will not know if you do not go on. You will not shine if you do not glow. Behold, currently, you're entirely a star child. Begin your power. Go, laugh. Behold, currently, you are a master of the music. Begin your singing. Acquire your wages. All that sparkles is gold. Comets alone shatter the frame.
That was not the joke. Okay.
That was not the joke. That, of course, was Smash Mouth's All-Star, translated into Aramaic and then translated back into English. Isn't that great? Amanda read that for me one time. I was like, thank you for that. That improves my day. Original idea and credit to the link provided. So the link is available there on the Patreon if you want to go find that again. Finally, a joke from Michael Damiani. You probably heard the news that Alaska is going to be divided in half to become East Alaska and West Alaska. But did you hear why?
Why? No, I didn't.
This way, Texas can be the third largest state in the U.S. Boom. I don't know, is it dig, I guess? I don't know.
I take no offense to that. Okay. Yeah, you want me to pile on some Texas trolling right now? How about them Cowboys?
I guess there's a
lost state jokes.
there's a Knicks joke in Soul. There's a stab at the Knicks, and a lot of like Knicks fans were like, "Hey." And the screenwriter for Soul was like, dude, I'm the biggest Knicks fan in the world. That's why I wrote the joke, because I thought it was funny. Roasted. That's actually what it says. Boom, you roasted. That is the end of that post. Thank you.
Boom.
From Caesar Villa. Hello, Damiani and Brandon. How's 2021 treating you so far? Yeah. It's funny how some people were so eager for 2020 to end, like that would immediately kill the virus and everything would turn back to normal. But at least we have a couple vaccines already being distributed. It's a dim light at the end of the tunnel, but some light anyway. Now, this is the usual time to talk about Game of the Year, but I wonder what qualifies as such. If it is bound to games that launched in 2020 that I got to play, there are only 3 candidates. The Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope, Super Mario 35, and Mario Super Picross. If we expand the pool to previously released games that I played this year, the candidates include Breath of the Wild, The Talos Principle, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, Braid, and Overcooked 2. Hell, I could even make an argument for Symphony of the Night and Resident Evil 4 just because I replayed them for the millionth time this year, but I'll leave those out just because it was not my first taste of them. Symphony of the Night, I think I've played twice. Resident Evil 4, I've played like 8 times. Resident Evil 4 is such an easy game to just get back in there. Each of the games above I enjoyed immensely. The enormous open world of Breath of the Wild, the philosophy lessons and puzzles of the Talos Principle, the irreverent comedy and fun battle system of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, the mind-bending time manipulations of Braid, and the multiplayer mayhem of Overcooked 2 show that there is no recipe to create a great game. They are all so different from each other that it's impossible for me to choose a game of the year from that pool. But I'd like to talk about Braid a little more. Shout out also to, if you go check out the top 100 games on Steam, it's a nice reminder of how many genres there are, how many different games there are in the world, because there's no like one genre that's just dominating Steam. It's fun to see, puzzle games and live service games, multiplayer shooters, platformers. I've never owned an Xbox, and I'm not much of a PC gamer, so even when the graphic style piqued my interest, I didn't play it for more than a decade. But this year's Steam Summer Sale made me say, it's time. After playing a few levels, it finally hit me that I could hook up a PS4 controller to the PC and have an experience closer to my taste. But then again, having Xbox prompts on the game while using a PS4 controller was a huge problem for me at first. Not only for the button naming, but since I'm so used to the Nintendo mapping, I saw press A and wanted to go to the circle button on the PS4 instead of the cross. But after a while, I got used to it. That's when I realized I could use a Switch Pro controller and have the face buttons map the correct letters. It was too late. So when I went back to the DualShock for the rest of my playthrough, Braid is a wonderful time. I hope the upcoming re-release is a huge success, and I also hope someone eventually makes a case for it as one of the greats, as Thomas in Contact Caesar. He just said someone, could be some, doesn't necessarily mean an ally for our Hall of Greats. Could be anybody. Could be a relative. Could be somebody who sees on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was fun, Damiani. I got meaning downloaded Call of the Sea on Game Pass. Because Amanda and her dad love playing the puzzle games together, so they've enjoyed playing that. And it's funny because it's set up to my Microsoft account on my PC, because I rarely have my PC on when I'm playing Xbox.
Oh.
But so it was fun. I'm just working on my PC, and then every now and then it's like, you finished chapter 1. I'm like, I did I? And so of Call of the Sea. So it was fun to just like go into the living room every time and like open up the door and be like, congratulations. And then close the door, and they're like, what? Chapter 1, well done. And they're like, is he watching us? Do you have a camera? What's going on? Next Gen Hef. Hey guys, I will have a continuation of my Crusader Kings 3 King of Ireland playthrough in February. You're going to miss that, Damiani. Sorry.
Oh.
In the meantime, here are some board game reviews about games I played with my family throughout the end of last year. Oceans. A fun game where you play trait cards to create your own new fish species. Then you feed off the reef or other players' fish. The first third of the game, you can strategize and plan what you're going to do. After the Cambrian explosion, you can play unique deep cards the remaining 2/3 of the game. Each deep card can let your fish pretty much break any game rule depending on the card, and strategy goes out the window. A very fun game. There's also a free app you can download right now on iOS and Android to learn how to play and to play against a CPU, or pay $1 to unlock pass and play and other features. I like that there's actually, if you're into board games, there's a lot of fun free apps on like iOS and Android that are fun, like counters and help.
That's pretty cool, like actually.
A lot of board games. Yeah. Like that. Well, I mean, official or unofficial, but it's like,
companion apps like that.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. It sounds just like a Bloodworth game, though.
Like if you're ever playing Magic the Gathering, there's tons of apps that you can just hit the button whenever you do damage. It's fun to have like little animations and stuff. The DC deck building game. I have bought multiple base sets and expansions for this card game. Any DC fan should buy at least one of the main sets. Don't ask me to do that. Don't tell me to just get slightly involved. Oh boy. The most recent set, titled Dark Knight's Metal, includes a bunch of cool cards, some foiled, all based on the most recent comic storyline. And there you go. Tempting, but Gloomhaven, specifically the Jaws of the Lion box. I haven't played much yet. It's kind of like a D&D light game that can be played without a dungeon master. It's been fun, and for the price of the box, $40 to $50, you get a lot of stuff. Finally, the modern-day granddaddy of board games, Twilight Imperium 4th Edition. I've played 2 games since buying this. Both games with 3 players took about 6 to 8 hours to finish as we were learning how to play. The time to set it up and teach it has not been worth the entertainment value we've gotten out of it yet. But I foresee playing with the more people who know how to play will lead to a great time. Love and respect, Next Gen Hef. Board games, baby. Yes.
Board games.
One thing I'm excited, all my board games fit in my new office closet, so I might take a picture of that and show it on Cup of Jones. But it's nice, like, opening up the closet and being like, I can see them, because they were all just kind of jammed into a closet in our old house.
I am surprised there isn't just like a tablet device with AR that's just like a board game tablet that just like it just ARs everything, like all the pieces and stuff. So you just like, I would love something like that. Then you get holograms.
I wonder if that doesn't. I wonder if like it kind of defeats the purpose of like getting a board game, because the board games are. It's kind of the same people that book readers that like I have a Kindle. I don't use it that much because I gotta feel that page. I gotta feel like the actual.
I guess, yeah.
But it's funny. I'm like going through my board games. I got 2 Game of Thrones board games, and I'm like, like I don't really care about Game of Thrones anymore. But I love. I have 2 separate versions of Star Wars Monopoly. I have a limited edition version and a collector's edition, and it's like, I'm looking at them both like ketchup. Like, should I keep them? Should I put them together? How does this work? I got to crack them both out and see if they're different. Master Pants. Hey, I got some tips and tricks to share. Old calendars can be a cool gift idea, and some years actually have the same days that match up from the past. Like for 2021, you can use 2010, 1999, 1993, and 1982 calendars.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good tip. You can actually find pizza sauce in a squeeze bottle. It's around the same price as ketchup, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be using pizza sauce as a condiment. At Walmart, they have Dunkin' brand cereal that's coffee flavored, and it's made with real coffee. So it's cereal with a small amount of caffeine. It's like Cocoa Puffs, but coffee flavored. I really like it. Oh, no. Oh, no. That sounds really good. They also have nacho cheese flavored taco shells from Old El Paso. They're pretty good. Sometimes I think people feel like they have to make some kind of taco meat to put in taco shells, but I don't think that's really necessary. Put some chicken strips in there. Make a hamburger patty. No reason not to put some oven roasted turkey in a taco shell.
Get creative. Yeah.
Yeah. Play Immortal Phoenix Rising in the Japanese dub. It's funny hearing people say Zusu. Speaking of, where's the Switch Pro? Lastly, there's a cool easygoing challenge I'd like to do in party-based JRPGs. Basically, you treat every single equipable item as a unique item, so you're not allowed to have any duplicates. It just gives a little bit of extra strategy in picking who gets what items in your party. A bonus with always selling the extra copies of items that you'll actually be able to afford new items when you get to towns without the need to grind. I'm thinking about trying this net right now with the original Final Fantasy VII to see how a playthrough with only one of each materia will be like. Ooh. I like, though, how they changed up the items. I love how I never used any other weapon with Cloud.
Jones.
Whoops. That's pretty cool. And they were like, no, Jones, he gets the abilities. Like,
just made it a little harder on yourself, I think, potentially. But I mean, I don't think it's. You could play with whatever weapon you want. I think if you're yeah.
But that's why. Speaking of grinding, man, that's why the arena, whatever the game show, you can go back to like that. Oh, just grinding through that was delicious. Mm-hmm. So I was super buff by the time I got to the end of that. I did max out too because I asked people online. I'm like, I'm like level 70 or something. They're like, dude, you're done. Just finish the game. I'm like, okay. Ian Alexander, hey guys. I have to go to work in about 2 minutes, so I'm just going to give a short list of anime people should check out. Attack on Titan. I've heard of it. If they are able to stick the landing with the final season, unlike Game of Thrones, this may become my favorite show of all time. So he hasn't seen it. They haven't made it yet. Got it. The Promised Neverland. Hajime no Ippo. Mob Psycho 100. Those last 3 I have not heard of. Demon Slayer I have heard of. Jujutsu no Kaisen, that's my boy, is on that show. Vinland Saga, I've heard of that one too. No time to explain why they're good. Gotta go now. Bye bye. Love and respect. At Alexander Arts.
No time to explain. Bye.
No time.
Just drop some anime. Here you go.
Oh, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, of course, he mentioned this in there. But Jason Sackle, with our final comment before we get into draw rings. With nothing of interest coming out in December, shots fired, I decided to check out Final Fantasy 15. It was something. Hold on. This is Jason Sackle. Are you ready? Just gird your loins, Damiani. This might get rough. Right out of the gate, pushing the car to a cover of Stand By Me was just so bizarre. Why? I couldn't even push the car off the road.
That's great. I tried it too. I didn't let you do it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You did.
Disappointed. Open world game. First thing you try to do is like, let me push the car off the road. Nope. You know what you're in store for.
Why can't I push this in oncoming traffic? Come on.
That's right. Exactly.
Like a lot of the game, but this didn't need to be in there. At least there were some bugs to keep me entertained. A few to note. There was an NPC that kept popping up in the Venice area where she would walk into frame during a dialogue scene and her body would turn, but her head would not. After the body finishes turning, the head would just warp and snap around. Every time I saw that NPC, it happened. She would keep walking into frame, spaz out, and turn around. Just a loop of it. Another moment... You got to capture the stuff, Sackle. Come on, man. Another moment was when I was outside a room to rescue someone, but I decided to wander around instead. I went to a room before I was supposed to. I know that because I was able to walk through the doors, no hit detection on the doors. Was able to walk in, pick up items, and walk right back out of said doors. They didn't program hit detection or whatever, because when you get there in the story, a cutscene automatically plays when the doors open. So yeah, little things like that were the most enjoyable. Kept at the game because my brother and I figured the story had to at least go somewhere interesting. It did not. Since the episodes came with the PS Plus collection download, I decided to try Metal Gear Prompto. As I found out what happened to him was more compelling than anything else in the main game. Overall, I'm less excited about 16. I don't think you can draw a comparison between those two. I think every Final Fantasy is its own thing. Since I got a PS5, I decided to give my PS4 to my brother. He created a PSN and has access to all my games and can even play online since my account is the primary on that console. He checked out The Witness, Fall Guys, and Last of Us. He's still going through part 2, but seems to enjoy it. Anyways, interesting to watch a non-gamer play a video game. Now that I'm back home, my brother and I can play Fall Guys together. I got the new Hyrule Warriors for Christmas. It's passable. They were sure grasping at straws if Hestu is playable. I could do without the R2-D2 thing. The R2-D2 thing?
The Guardian, right. Baby Guardian.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That I have seen. My favorite, this guy, the Baby Yoda seeps into other franchises. My favorite Warrior-style game is still Pirate Warriors 3. If so, speaking of One Piece, the series reached its 1,000th chapter today. The content of it ended up serving as a celebration, made sense to the story, progressed the story, and made me excited for things to come. It was brilliantly pulled off. I cannot wait to see how things unfold and eventually conclude. Finally, a Happy New Year to you all. I hope your days are full of good wealth, happiness, and are simply fantastic. Cheers. Cheers to you, Jason Silas. Good to take a water break. Cheers. Cheers to all of you. Shift Oz, thank you for the 6-month sub.
Right. I mean, I have gripes with 15. I have a lot of gripes with 15. It's all right. I don't think very highly of it.
I played the demo. I never played the actual full game, but
I think if you played a demo, you got your fill. You're good.
I got my fill? Nice.
Yeah, your fill. You're good.
Yeah, when like Coleman camping equipment like irritates me as much as it does, it's like, you don't want my opinion. 15, you don't want, but 16. Oh, baby. I'm so excited. All right. Drawings.
All right.
Kicking it off from Sarah Imshog, a.k.a. Sarah Knight. Happy New Year, Damiani and Jones. Hope you guys are having a great start to 2021. Jones, you said in the last showcase that seeing my characters every month is like seeing your friends again. How about I do you one better by getting to know them? What's one way of getting to know these characters? By checking out their yearbook photos, of course, in alphabetical order. Todd, Andrea, Mark, Rick, and Sophie. We'll get to in a second. Have fun theorizing. Hope everyone is staying safe out there. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Black Lives Matter. Much love and respect. Sarah Knight. All right. Here we go. All right. Todd Carter.
Ooh.
Todd, a practical thinker, smart to boot, a good son and older brother. He will do tremendously in university. He's on the chess club. If you need to, then go for it. I like Brantford High School. That's fun. And it's class of 56.
56, yeah.
With the black and white print is really great. I got all my old yearbooks from my mom. I told my mom I had more space in my closet now, and she was like, "Great, here's a bunch of crap left at our house." Like, no,
Jones. Sorry, I was talking about the phrase "buck stops here" and wanting to know the origins of it and why it's bucks. Is it like a dollar bill buck? Is it something else? Can someone enlighten me? I know what "smart to boot" means. What is the origin? What like "smart to boot"? Like, where did that come from?
Huh?
I'm so weirded out. Like, when I look at it closely, it weirds me out.
The buck bumble stops here.
Stop that. Yeah, cease his chat.
My comment. I think I know what it means. It's like tough to like, obviously it's tough to like, trace its roots, but I have an issue with the term all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
It's like, what?
Suddenly. You just say suddenly.
Yeah. Right? But it's like, look, a sudden.
All of the suddens have come.
It's all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. All of it.
Even just saying all of anything is something that happens quickly. It's like
part of a sudden. Yeah, there you go.
Part of a sudden, yeah. Wouldn't like a fraction of a sudden be quicker than all of a sudden? In terms of the Old English to boat, which once used as a part of a legal term in English law, meaning something extra that is added to a bargain or compensation.
Okay, yeah. I always thought it was like an added bonus. That's what it means. Smart to boot means like on top of everything, they also offer this. Yeah.
There's a lot of that in Valhalla. There's a lot of stuff in the UK that you can see like, what is that word? Oh, okay. I get it. I see what that word is going to become. All right. Andrea Cooper. Or Andrea. Andrea works well alone, notices tiny details that others haven't, has a fine eye for the arts, will make a good wife. That's the 50s. Arts and crafts, business club, future homemakers. Don't hide who you are. I like all these comments are really great. If you need to, then go for it. Don't hide who you are. Mark Grimsby. Mark, a great linebacker, shows promise in becoming a natural leader, capable of making tactical decisions. Football, future leaders. Don't worry about what others make of you.
May I ask, do you mean American football or do you mean football, like world football?
Probably American football.
Okay, because just going to say, doesn't look like they could play linebacker. Just going to be honest.
It's the 50s, though. They were really scrappy in the 50s, you know?
Okay.
They were, it was like, who am I thinking? Sorry, I was going to stop and think of an actor that played old football films, but... Burt Reynolds is not like, super ripped and stocky, It's really kind of like now that you
But he played quarterback.
To like, yeah. James Caan was the other guy I was thinking of that's been in football movies. James Caan's not a big guy. Richard Williams. Rick, an eccentric personality, is always with a smile on his face. Loves to encourage his classmates. Film club, civics. Learn to take things as they come. Everybody's so chill. Don't worry about what others make of you. Learn to take things as
We're trying to say people in the past were just smarter or something. People don't talk like this.
Certainly more well spoken. That's the English language is just
that is actually pretty true.
Yeah. It's on a downward spiral. And we are not helping. And finally, Sophie Williams. Oh, we got a brother-sister combo here. Sophie, I'm guessing. Sophie has a natural curiosity, a very helpful nature, has a love for studying, a promising teacher career is in her future. Future teachers, book club, honor society. Wow, go get it, Sophie. Accept others' faults and help them improve. I was kind of hoping we would get to one of these characters and it'd be like, this person sucks. This person's not really getting good grades. Not really, because like, what's Archie's buddy? With the crown,
what's Archie Comics?
Yeah, what's his buddy?
I'm not too terribly familiar with Archie Comics.
Not Dagwood. What's his name?
Sorry,
can't be good in class, right? What are his grades? I want to see their yearbook entries.
Can we talk about? Where did the Saved by the Bell entries?
Jughead. Yeah.
What's Zach Morse's?
What's Jughead's quote? What's Zack Slater's quote? Thank you for that, Sarah Knight. That's awesome. From Chum Nguyen. Hi, Damiani and Brandon. Happy 2021. Wee. After finishing Persona 5 Royal and dating Makoto in the original and Tay in Royal, I was thinking of playing some shorter games to end the year on a bang like Wonderful 101 and Okami. And he always gives me the print so I can do this, which I love so much.
Oh, nice.
I'm assuming that is... Makoto on the left and Tay on the right.
Yeah, doctor and your student. Bam! But it has really nice eyes.
Bam! Good stuff. Alas, the next one I played was longer than I expected, and we got some screenshots here. We're crossing genres, but
cross them.
Yeah.
Oh, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin.
Alas, the next one I played was longer than I expected and clocked in at almost 53 hours. And looking at my stats, I am bad at growing the rice and have more respect and appreciation for farmers. The game I'm talking about is, of course, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. The game surprisingly pulled me in deeper than I expected, and while it has become a very grindy experience for me personally, because I am not good at leveling, the game had so much heart and good vibes overall that I just couldn't stop going through it. And he wants to know what choice we would pick at the very end. Well, we will go through all of these screenshots. Just like, poop. Yeah.
Good.
That's a sell. That's a sell for me.
That's a view.
What would you do, Damiani, in this situation?
Fully grown ducks will eat your rice. What will you do? Nothing for now. Turn into food. I'm sorry. Release into the wild. Thanks for eating bugs. Fully grown ducks will eat your rice. Release them into the wild. Thanks for eating bugs. You mean turn the ducks into food? Oh, I get it. I'm so
right.
Yo, duck is pretty good.
Duck is delicious.
Yeah, you're trying to save. You're a farmer.
Yeah, right? What are we talking about now?
I assume at the time period they're okay with this. Turn it into food. Turn it into food. Just snap your fingers. Turn it into food.
Damn. And these are great. We got a bunch of different versions of this character as well that I can click through, which is so much fun. Finally, steps on one I just went through and drew. I just went with and drew. For a change, I wanted to draw her as a whole so you can see how I expanded it, though compromises had to be made. Also, the background was an afterthought, so I totally didn't pay attention to perspectives, not to mention colored it too strong compared to a character. What's done is done. Best wishes for both of you and everyone, and hope the year turned out better. Love and respect, Terju Engi. So yeah, I love just going through. You see we got the hair, but now it's really getting crazy. Climbing up. And adding some color, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
It's got more going on, so we gotta really tune it up. But then bam!
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the super colorful background. Dude, bam! Just making away with the MO35.
Yeah, top secret. Is that like a train? Yeah. Or vault? Yeah.
Jumping off the train.
I think you jump off a train, yeah.
Yeah. And finally from Nick Gothic. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Damiani. I've really got to dig into this comic because I love this aesthetic. This time I want to talk about the second major character from my 1960s comic, The Ingrid's Maneuver. This is Nella Casket, born to an English mother and Italian father, a soldier who defected to the British during World War II. Nellie grew up in a vast and rather desolate farm estate way down in Cornwall, living a miserable existence in a farm that was failing with her raging father and oppressive expectations for her in the future. She had to escape when she was 16, anywhere. She took her mother's old black coat that was too big for her, ran away from home, and took a train to London. In London, one of her old classmates dumped her to the care of law student Jeremy Arthurs, who's annoyed with her and now has the unwanted task of keeping her off the eyes of the landlady and the police, while also trying to figure out how to get her away from his flat and teach her how to live by herself in the city.
Tense.
Nellie is a foil to Jeremy in that the modern city gives her a huge shock. She's never seen a television before in her life. She's amazed how people don't go to church, how they swear all the time, and how women wear such revealing miniskirts. And then, the first time she ever heard the Beatles playing, something inside Nellie changed deeply and went on a long and painful road of new self-discovery. This is one of the oldest drawings that I have of her. Bam, there you go. Her walking down the street.
Dang.
The leaf in the background.
Oh, wow.
This is Nellie striking poses. I love the one with the hat, cigar, and Kalishnikov.
Yeah, it's like
the bottom. Yeah, second from
what's going on there?
The left.
It's awesome.
And the umbrella is like, yeah, it's a very charming character.
Oh wow.
I really love this one because it has such an evocative mood. It has such evocative mood lighting. She's walking in nighttime London in 1964, and in the background you can see a cinema premiering Goldfinger and A Hard Day's Night. Fun quotes here. Well, don't you know don't you know that happiness is a warm gun, mama? That's the quote, apparently, that she's saying there. What are you looking at?
That's avert your eyes, chat.
Yep. And this is Nellie and Jeremy.
Oh.
Jeremy's always trying to show her what the city life looks like, but her folk mentality and wisdom always annoys him. And things take a turn when Nellie takes an interest in movies, though. She's holding a camcorder she got for her birthday, and now can't wait to record and edit her own short films with Jeremy. Love and respect, Nick Gothic at ClownBoss on Twitter. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, Jeremy's really like, I don't know how I feel about this. Good stuff. All right, time for screenshots. Asbus Pruder taking us through another journey in Animal Crossing in their town of Poppleton. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Christmas on Poppleton was pretty quiet this year. It was the week after that things got a little strange. Hold on, let me turn all these suckers on so I can turn them off one by one. All right. Boomer has always been a prankster, but he really ramped it up the last few weeks. During the island Christmas party, he added vinegar to the fruit punch and switched the cookies with plastic ones. But the worst was the present he gave to Hazel.
What was the present?
She was so excited to receive the arcade machine she had her eye on. However, Boomer had programmed the fighters to say things like, "Hazel smells like wet leaves." I said I would have a word with him, but when I tried, I couldn't find him anywhere. The next day, I was walking to the museum when I heard Boomer's voice. I looked around but didn't see him. He spoke again, saying he was actually the snowman. I thought it was another prank, but when I poked him in the back, he was able to feel it. He explained that he recently played a prank on a forest witch. In response, she cursed him, saying, "As long as your heart remains cold, so shall the rest of you." I asked Boomer if he was okay, and he responded, "It's actually pretty cool." So I decided to leave him alone for now. Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
The next day, as he started to melt, he was far less cheery. He said he was just having fun and didn't understand why people were always mad at him. I didn't know what to say, so I just let him vent. I decided to look for the witch to see... I decided to look for the witch to see if I could help, but she said she couldn't. It was up to Boomer to change, just like Beauty and the Beast. Things were dire the next time I saw him. He was pretty resigned to his fate, but wanted me to tell everyone that he was sorry. He asked me to tell Hazel that he didn't mean to hurt her feelings. He just wanted her attention. He was gone when I passed the spot on my way to the New Year's countdown. I decided to leave a flower with a promise to pass his messages along to everyone else. But, to my surprise, a fully restored Boomer was in the plaza, offering sincere apologies to everyone he saw. No one else understood the reason for his change of heart, but everyone agreed that there was no better time for a fresh start. Anyway, that's how 2021 started on Poppleton. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the year brings. Until then, Asbo Zapruder, a.k.a. Screaming Argonaut. A wild Rarmstar, thank you for the reset.
These are the storylines I need in Animal Crossing to bring me back.
I know.
That's what's missing.
Yeah. Well, that's why, That's why everybody just tuning in now. That's why you're going to hang out in the community showcase. Because it gets good. All right, going back to both of us. Whee! And we're going to listen from RF Switch. Greetings, Jones and Damiani. While I was thinking of ideas for short stories for Themis, the cat girl, I came up with a great one for our own Guru of Cheese. I really hope that you like it, Damiani. Anyways, I had the idea that 3 of our human heroes, Derek Von Waffen, Zeke O'Malley, and Trevor Baker, would have a little fun with each other in a trolling sort of way. Don't worry about Themis or any of the other uprisers. They're going to stay, well, the hell away from these idiots for this one. Love, respect, and Happy New Year, RF Switch. Warning, for the sake of yourselves and those around you, do not try anything you are about to hear or read at home. These are semi-professional people with years of experience being this stupid with each other. And now, a world premiere excerpt from Prank War, written and performed by RF Switch.
There was nothing on the ground or around the area leading to the kitchen table, so he felt safe to walk over. As he did, Zeke noticed something akin to a catapult hanging over Trevor's doorframe.
Uh-oh.
Not only had it been used, but he could also make out traces of caramel and pecans scraped against the door. Zeke adjusted his glasses and checked his seat before sitting down. There was nothing on it that could cause him harm, the legs looked fine, and nothing was out of the ordinary. Satisfied, he sat down to enjoy the food Buckets had made, and then stared at Derek and Trevor with a glare. "So, we're starting with the basics this year, huh?" he asked, still rubbing his head from the small lump that was starting to form. Yeah, Zeke," Trevor said, vigorously rubbing their head with a towel. "At least I didn't hit you with a heavy pie like somebody did." They both turned to Derek, who said nothing, casually sipping his coffee instead. Zeke looked at him while taking a few bites of his pancake, watching Derek take another swig of coffee between bites. "So, Derek," Zeke said, the mug firmly pressed against the older man's lips. "Enjoying your coffee?" Derek stopped drinking, his eyes turning to Zeke before staring at his cup, then to his coffee maker. The Swordmaster felt an intense rumbling in his stomach, then he closed his eyes to contemplate his situation. "Where?" Derek asked. "In your creamer." Zeke chuckled. I was amazed I could find crystal clear laxative powder so you wouldn't notice. When Trevor and the girls went to bed, I knew that Trevor was going to wake up early to finish their stuff, and you were still in the basement. Derek nodded, putting his mug on the table and standing up calmly with a sigh. Well played. For the complete story, and to support my work, go to ko-fi.com/rfswitchart. Again, that's ko-fi.com/rfswitchart. By listening to this Theme is the Catgirl audio clip, you have agreed that neither RF Switch nor the Easy Allies can be held responsible for any attempt of what you have just heard.
Yeah, good.
If you do this, it's your own stupid fault.
Yeah. Apparently it's the season for doing stupid things. I like that we had 2 pranksters back to back.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just works
out.
The
pranksters are on the loose. Very good job. Thanks for that.
And Jesse Blue, a.k.a. Jesse Blue Xmas Without You. Please forgive the audio quality. Jesse, sounds pretty good to me. My setup got changed. I didn't have time to re-record. I'm sure you can relate. Love and respect. And Happy New Year, Jesse Blue.
Hello, Jones, Damiani, and allies. Greetings from the Midwest. I hope you are all doing well. It's cold and dark and snowy here, and we're back to working in the office for the most part. But at least I'm no longer worried about catching COVID, since I already had it in November. I know the vaccines will take time to circulate, but in the meantime, I'll continue to do what I can to minimize my impact on the spread of the virus. I thought I would take this opportunity to reflect on the year and take a look at what goals and hopes I have for the next year. I had several goals for last year, and although the beginning of the year I think I did an okay job with them, I want to make this year's goals more in my control and less at the whim of COVID or other national or international disasters. My goals for this year are, number 1, to regularly post content. Number 2, be kinder to myself. Number 3, accept myself. My hopes for this year are, 1, to finally meet you all in person. Number 2, I hope someone hears me and decides they want my voice in their project. Number 3, I hope to have more inner peace. We're also looking forward to the changing administration in a couple of weeks. I would like to keep reminding people that the Black Lives Matter movement is still in need of support. The past 6 months have been a hotbed of social issues, and we need to stand together. It isn't a political issue, but a human rights one. We need to make sure that policies are put in place to help everyone achieve their dreams. I want to thank you allies and all you supporters in chat that have given me the emotional strength I need to keep going. I want to thank you, Damiani, for being open about your stance on the human rights issues that have come to a head this year. Between the Black Lives Matter movements and the LGBTQ, you have made your voice heard at the risk of offending people. This year has made us all take stock of a lot of topics that were previously considered off limits, and when the line in the sand was drawn, we had to make the decision for ourselves on which side we stood. Yes, you lost subscribers and patrons, but you gained self-respect in knowing you did the right thing. And those of us that stuck with you applaud you for it. I know you like to troll when it comes to gameplay, and sometimes how you play games bothers me because I'm very much a follow-the-rules kind of person. But putting your personal beliefs out there is a brave thing to do as a public person, and I appreciate what you've done this year. I also appreciate that you've put such an effort into streaming and helping make the other allies' setups more professional by setting up the mortises for the various reactions, shows, and streams this summer. I know you've always believed streaming was worth putting in a lot of effort because you can really make your channel grow with more streaming. I know COVID lockdowns threw a wrench in the plans for everything Easy A wanted to do this year. And I'm glad you've made a concerted effort to continue the shows you could do in light of you all being work from home. It has helped a lot of people feel a lot less alone, myself included. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love and respect, Jesse Blue.
You're very welcome, Jesse. Thank you for those very nice words. I'm trying not to be too sad here.
I know, they also help. Yeah. And Jesse, it's just nice. It's nice having you in the ears. Yeah, lots of nice sentiments, and hopefully a lot of those changes can happen as well. One thing I'm excited about that happens on January 20th is we get our first lady is going to be a teacher, and education is like always my #1 political thing. It's just such a not exciting thing to like hold up banners like, please, don't make teachers have to buy pencils, please. So hopefully things turn around a little bit for education system. So a lot of these problems that we're having, we can start a little bit earlier in life to try to fix some of this stuff, but we'll see. 4 years is tough amount of time to fix a whole lot of stuff. But speaking of having good things in our ears, music. We got Adam Henschel, we got Kieran Little, we got Mason Victoria, and we got Kevin Gillet. So you know we're going to have a good time. You know this is going to work out very well with these 4 gents. From Adam Henschel, hey Brandon and Damiani, to start off the year on a happier note, I recorded a little rendition of the classic athletic theme from Yoshi's Island. Thanks for the listen, and I hope everyone enjoys 2021 to the fullest. You guys deserve it. Adam, I just want to point out before I begin this clip, the smile on Adam's face. It can be very serious when he works on this stuff. He kicks off this theme with a smile that will carry me through the rest of January. Kick it off. Do it, Adam.
Guitar is so nice looking.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Trying to contain that smile. Look at that.
Yeah, I love it. That's the most playful I've ever seen Adam, and it just hurt so much. Also crazy, it's such a mellow theme, but he never stopped. Like he didn't get to take a break that entire time. Didn't matter what instrument he was playing on. Just good stuff. From Kieran Little, aka Mr. Cone Man. Greetings, Jones and Damiani. I hope by the time you're reading this, you both have had a great time off over the holidays and New Year. For this month's submission, I thought it was high time that I got around to the track that actually made me want to adapt video game music to real instruments in the first place.
Ooh.
And it's good. I got experience. Don't have a lot of experience with Yoshi's Island, but oh yeah, I am familiar with this tune. The original F-Zero's soundtrack stands head and shoulders above most games, and the track Big Blue is the standout for me among a standout OST. I didn't have a huge amount of time to work on this one due to not being at home for some of the Christmas period, so I hope I did it the justice it deserves. Enjoy. Love and respect, Kieran, aka Mr. Cone Man.
I wish I could listen to this when I was playing the game. Listen to the official music. Good job. $60 for a new F-Zero.
Yes, I would. I like that that's Karen in a rush.
Nice.
I didn't have a lot of time. Sorry, all these big blue fans out there. I hope I don't want to assault. I don't want to offend. You know, I'm doing the best I can. Okay. I also love the red and green guitars.
Yeah,
to get the Christmas vibes. And absolutely sweet shit. So good. Mason Victoria. Hello, Jones and Damiani. I hope you had an amazing holiday. Although I spent a lovely Christmas with my girlfriend's family, Toronto issued another lockdown on December 26th at 12:01 a.m. And so I had to spend New Year's with my family this year. And don't get me wrong, I love them to death. And we had an amazing dinner, but they both fell asleep at 10 p.m. and my brother lives in another time zone. Instead of sulking about, I decided to make a song about saying goodbye to 2020 and looking towards a better and hopeful new year. I hope you all enjoy it. Love and respect to Mason Victoria at Masonachu. Just really quick story. We had our switches ready. We were watching Soul when the ball dropped, or when we switched over to 2021. And we were almost done with Soul. We were like it was like, okay, I think the movie's about to wrap up. And then we heard fireworks, and I was like, oh, we missed it. And so we bring out our switches, and it's 12:01, and we're like, oh yeah. So we played Animal Crossing for a little bit. Went outside, we saw people shooting fireworks, and we were like, oh, okay, let's go finish Soul. We come back in, press play, like 10 more seconds of the movie. We're like, oh, I haven't done that in a long time. Just like, all right, time to ready for the emotional finale to this film. Oh wait, it's done. All right, let's do it. Take it away, Mason. The rare Mason appearance in this video too, which I always love. Very good. Very good. Go get you some more of that music. All right. And finally, from Kevin Gillet. Hello, Jones and Damiani. Have a great 2021, everyone. Or at least a good one. A decent one, maybe. How much is too much to ask these days? Seriously, I hope we can all look forward to a good one this time. I'm lucky that Christmas celebrations were happy and good for me, and I'm sharing my Christmas tradition with you yet again. An epic rendition of a jolly Christmas song. This year's choice was a French one. Petit Papa Noël. So I'm not sure how familiar everyone's going to be with this one. Still, I hope you enjoy. And again, best wishes to everybody. And I'll sign off with the title of the European release of the Yoshi Story soundtrack, Love, Peace, and Happiness. Kevin Gillet. Pirate vibes to that. That was Christmas on the high seas right there. Yes. Is it Hammacher Schlemmer? Is that does the there's some like group that does just like super epic Christmas tunes.
Oh, Christmas.
Everything is like very synth and very. I can't remember. Hammacher Schlemmer might be a catalog.
All I know is Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
That may be it. Yeah, but there's like another Mannheim Steamroller. That's what Hammacher Schlemmer is. The Mannheim Steamroller, which sounds like a Final Fantasy boss. Go to GameFAQs. Look up the stats for the Mannheim Steamroller.
Yeah.
Nice.
You gotta use the Phoenix Down on it.
It's true. Video. Kicking it off with a very simple statement from Alexander Zurianov. Easy Allies 2020 tribute. You ready for a blast from the past right at the beginning of this video? Remember our studio?
Ceaseless. Remember that show?
We can go back, we can go to the other side, where dreams can come alive, come alive, come alive. We can fall back, we can move back into the dark, with ashes in our hearts, in our hearts, in our hearts. Hear our hearts feel the willpower, hear our voices call. Don't lock your love
Now we blew it all up.
I think more shocking than seeing the old studio was seeing a fresh-faced, short-haired Michael Huber.
Yeah, that was the most...
He looks like he's 12.
Huber? Yeah, he looks like a little kid.
Who is this? Who's Huber's younger brother?
Kid Huber.
We gotta get him in the group. Oh, boy. Hello there, Dr. Jones and Michael Damiani. As per tradition, the last few months I've completed my newest review for you and all the allies to check out. This month I reviewed a game called Eichenfell. It caught my attention as it looked in the style of Game Boy Color games from back in the day. In it, a girl named Marit explores a school for witches and wizards in search of her sister Sakuna. Without spoiling too much, I thought the plot was pretty simple. However, the way it presents its characters elevates what would have been just an all-right game and story to new heights. The dev team hired members of all parts of the LGBTQ the community, as well as other minority groups, to make a cast that is one of the most inclusive I've ever experienced. As a side note, I didn't mention in the review, the game is also composed by Avi and Surashu, who are well known for their work on Steven Universe, which I'm actually unfamiliar with, but I've told is famously inclusive for queer representation. I'm familiar with Steven Universe, not all of it, but among definitely other things. A very fun show. A very, fun show, and then, gets more epic than, anything you've ever seen. Gets, Avatar levels of epic. The game made me excited to play with others. To play others with awesome characters who don't look like me has made me more mindful of how I view others, and has made me excited to see other games which being inclusive isn't just a bullet point for marketing. Anyways, as always, I asked Brandon to politely cut me off at 3 minutes, and if you or chat would be so kind, I always love a little constructive criticism. If you'd like to see the complete review, please check out my Patreon, where all of my past reviews and content are available for free. Love and respect, always allies, and happy 2021, Brian from Happy Gaming. And you are... yeah, right there. Pew.
A school for witches and wizards. A place deep and hidden in an enchanted forest where one may learn to cast dangerous spells, to make potions of all sorts, to read ancient and forbidden histories. Above all, a place for people just like you. That is, unless your letter never arrived. Unless you were born without magic. Unless you're an ordinary. Such is the case for Marit. Every summer, Marit's sister Safina would come home to tell her stories about the incredible things she'd done over the last year and the adventures she went on with her friends. This summer, though, Safina hasn't returned, and feeling that something must be wrong, Marit takes it upon herself to find Safina's school, Eichenfell, and figure out what sort of jam her sister has gotten herself into. Eichenfell starts out as a story about finding someone who's lost, but in traditional RPG fashion, things aren't as they initially appear, and soon, it isn't just the fate of Safina on the line, but all of Eichenfell. Marit will team up with a crew of new friends on her adventure, fight battles all around the school that's in distress, and uncover the secrets of the magical realm that have been hidden for far too long. Eichenfell can be a little scattered by the books and the story it presents, but what it truly excels at is a layer beneath that, representing characters and inclusion in ways that aren't just unique, but can be positively perception-altering. If you grew up playing games on the Game Boy Color, the stylings of Eichenfell will feel right at home to you. Colors are plentiful and vibrant, the pixel art is wonderfully drawn, and the game plays just like a traditional RPG of the era. The grounds of the school will act as a hub area, branching off in different classrooms and dorms where you'd expect young sorcerers to be learning to cast spells and study the arcane. However, it's apparent right off the bat that something isn't right. When close to the school, Marit, having never been a witch, suddenly acquires new pyromancy powers. On top of that, the whole school is locked down, and high members of the Coven are investigating some sort of foul play. With new friends Petronella and Rook, as well as more whom you'll meet along the way, you'll try to stay one step ahead of the Coven and discover Safina's past, as well as how she plays into the conflict. The crew can only accomplish this by getting help from members of the school's staff, as well as by acquiring memory shards that show them short pieces of characters' pasts. These small hooks will take you all around the school. Each location plays like a dungeon, and you'll be tasked with solving light puzzles and battling monsters along the way to find the next piece of the story. Battles are a highlight of it.
Oh, sorry. That's 3 minutes. 8.5 minute review if you want to go check that out. Again, that's at Happy
Oh,
Gaming.
nice.
Yeah. And man, I'm gonna play that game. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I'd say, whenever people talk, they're like, the setup is very similar to old RPGs. I'm like, sold. Great. There's not some crazy new system I got to learn, or I'll be able to understand it.
For the music, I know on the New Year's stream I did, it was suggested one of the songs from the game was suggested for me to listen to, and I checked it out, and it was apparently the song that Kyle Hilliard from MinMax brought for their argument for best soundtrack in their GOTY debates, and I was it's has some pretty good music. Yeah.
All right. From Michelle Jackson. Hello, allies. One of the few good things to come out of 2020 for me was my mom becoming deeply invested in Animal Crossing New Horizons. In honor of this, I thought I'd share some highlights from a video we made where my mom gave her thoughts on an assortment of villagers. Love and respect.
So we're going to start with villagers that are on our island.
Okay.
And you can sort of let the people know. Starting with B.
I love her so much. I want to take care of her, and I want to restore her self-esteem.
Okay. Then Snooty.
Aloof. The family member that you tolerate.
Okay. Judy.
Judy has funny eyes. Is Judy a robot, or what is she? I'm sorry, don't know that. So, hi, Judy. Nice to meet you.
This is Filbert.
Oh, hello. Hello. Would you like to come visit our island? Because we could make a spot for you.
This is Molly.
She's adorable. She's a baby.
She is a baby.
He's in the Hopkins blue color.
He is.
That's all I'm going to give him.
This is Sprocket.
Hopkins in my island.
Is Sprocket a robot?
I believe so, yes.
I only want, people with feelings on the islands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want machines.
Okay.
Welcome.
This is Bob. Bob is a lot of people's favorites.
Really? What's Bob's personality type?
He is either smug or lazy.
Have you ever had him?
No.
He looks like he could get me to do stuff for him. I'd probably be bailing him out a lot. He'd cash, he'd be selling me his crap, and I'd pay whatever he wanted because he's just has that expectation. So that's kind of what I see.
This is Coco. She's a lot of people's favorites.
That's what that guy in the video said. He liked Coco way better.
Yeah, a lot of people like Coco.
I wonder what her
she's normal.
Type. I mean, she's fine. She's fine, but I feel like our normal villagers are more approachable. Do you?
Yeah, okay.
Do you?
I do.
I want to know what you think.
I like Coco a lot.
I mean, maybe if we talked, I'd feel differently.
Yeah, maybe. This is Hazel.
She needs orthodontia. We know the right people. I don't know. I feel like if she were with us, you would want to correct the monobrow. You would do that. You would try to Am I right?
Yeah, we would help her.
You would give her a makeover, wouldn't you?
Sure.
Wouldn't you? But welcome.
Welcome, Hazel.
Oh, boy. We're all thinking it. Really good. Really good. Oh, man.
Okay.
From Conrad Cruncio. Hello, dear allies. just in time for the holidays, I finally released my long-held dream of making my PC build more fun and remade my desk into a water-cooled PC case. Maybe it can serve as an inspiration for others. Video of the finished build, music by my old band Too Cool for School, so it's okay to keep the sound on if you like. Build log with specs and pictures for those who want to know more. Just scroll past the stuff about my old rig. Love and respect from Sweden. Again, that link for anybody checking this out later is available on patreon.com/easyallies. Go to that post. Anybody in chat right now who wants it, boom, there you go. And take it away, Conrad. The whole desk is a cooling thing. That's crazy. Whoa. Fastened to the desk.
Huh.
Whoa. 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 No one's stealing that PC, you know? Somebody's breaking into that house. They're like,
I see.
Yeah, they're like, take the PC, wait. Wild.
Let RGB.
But I love just the dark wood paneling. I love that it's like kind of old school, new school. It's kind of like an old radio vibe.
Curved monitor.
Rad. Rad, rad, rad.
Dang.
Thank you, Conrad. That's extremely cool. This one's a little bleak. Just get ready, everybody. David Cleland, Happy New Year, Damiani Jones and allies far and wide. Just squeezing this one into the holiday season. Really didn't intend on making a Christmas animation this year. After all the work I put into my Mega Man video, I was a little burned out. But then that stupid spark of inspiration hit, so I took a week off work and made this. Again, one of those things where just like, I rushed this. You know, excuse the, you know, the rushedness of it. I hope everyone has a good 2021 and that my PS5 disk drive stops sounding like a hornet's nest. Love and respect to Dave Cleland. P.S. Thanks for the support and shares of the Mega Man vid. It's very appreciated.
Nice.
Check that out from last episode.
It's very
If
good.
you are curious. Yeah, very fun putting that together.
It's me.
Take it away, David.
Oh. Oh. Well. Oh no. Cease this. Oh no! This is our PS2 game. Oh, what the?
Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Oh, no.
Thanks, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy holidays,
All
everybody.
right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That was like a Twisted Metal Steve FMV. Okay.
I scanned through all of these really quickly, you know, just to get a sense of kind of what everybody contributed. And I rushed right to the end. It was like, what? I'm like, I gotta watch this now. What the hell is this? Oh, David. Oh, David.
NBC classic right there.
From Beating Down Brian, hey allies in chat. Well, I normally get my rallying fix through Dirt Rally 2.0. I wanted a racing game for my PS5 and decided to pick up WRC 9, which has come along leaps and bounds from previous entries. I've managed to top a few leaderboards in it and decided to send in my latest run. Happy New Year, and I hope you enjoy it. P.S. These games can sometimes induce motion sickness, so anyone that suffers from that may want to look away. There's a lot of wiggling back and forth in this game, but this is, as of Beating Down Brian's posting, a world record in this game. So enjoy.
We'll send this to Bloodworth immediately.
Killing it.
Into left 3 short, rock out and right 4 short, 50. Right 5 and rock out right 4, 50.
Oh, no.
Right 2 short, into left 3, open, into flat right short, 30. And left 5, into flat right, over crest, 30. Flat left, 150, keep middle over crest, into right 6, 70. Left 6, brake, into left 5, tightens 4, rock out, 30. And right 4, don't cut, 30. Left 5, long, tightens 3, short, narrows. Into right 3 medium, tightens, 30. Left 3 medium, tightens. Into left 5 for right 3 short, don't cut. And kinks, into left 4, tightens. Right 4, don't cut, tightens 3, into left 5, tightens, keep in. And right 4 into flat left, tightens 5, keep in. Right 5, caution, brake, square right over tarmac, and left 6 long, bumpy, into left 3, keep in, opens 50. Right 4, brake into left 3, tightens 2, over gravel. And right 5, 40. Left 5, brake into right 4, over crest, into left 5, short. Flat right and crest, and flat right, 30. Caution, brake left 3, into right 4, short, 30. Right 2, opens into crest. Into brake, right 4, into left 3, opens, caution. Brake, square left, don't cut, over tarmac, 40. Hairpin right over gravel, into flat left.
Hairpin!
And hairpin left. For crest, into left 4 short, and left 2.
This is the hard part. This is the part you probably had a lot of restarts now.
Into right 6 medium. And left 5 short, into flat right tightens 5, into left 3 long, under bridge. And right 6 for right 3, opens, narrows. Caution, 100, big jump into flat right.
Jump.
And right 4, narrow, 70 for finish.
Sounds like a raid leader calling out mechanics.
Woo. Woo. Yeah, it's funny, man. I don't watch lots of raid videos online, Damiani, but like I tuned in. One day I was like, I wonder what the top World of Warcraft stream is right now, and like it's literally just like, this. Okay, we're doing this. Okay, now we just do that and take a sip of coffee. Like, wow, this is the chillest raid I've ever seen.
Yeah, you got to be calm.
Also, as you can clearly see from Beating Down Brian, we are exactly 1 minute and 657 milliseconds over the time limit. So if you could curb that and be respectful to your other showcase submitters.
Are you trying to? Yeah, you're saying like resubmit.
Yeah, come on. Clearly, you can see it, guys. Everybody can see it right there. I mean, it's offensive.
Your move, Bloodworth.
Yeah, I love someone who said Blood's commute. It was Megatherium, I think. Blood's just magic blood. Wait,
Blood's commute.
Sipping coffee. So good. From Robert Sevenley. Happy New Year, allies. I'd like to present a video of my top games of 2020. I didn't complete many games this year, so it's a short list, but in hindsight, cramming these into a 3-minute video was a bad idea. I replayed parts for each game for capture and found it extremely difficult to tear myself away from each one, a testament to how much I love these games. Had a strange flickering issue with PS4 game capture. Thank you to Brandon Jones for providing the music for a certain game. Yeah.
Oh.
I can assure okay. I can assure you all music is copyright free. I wonder if both of you can update us on what you've played and left to play off your holiday checklist. Nah, man, this isn't comments. This is a video. You pick one. I'm not going to stop you, Don.
Jones will have nothing to do. Oh, He'll have none of that.
There are rules for policemen.
Oh, you're making a Die Hard reference?
No holding back.
Number 7.
I need medical attention. Non-believers can leave or die.
Damn
Number
bear.
6.
Sword strike. Say Keeper Kendrick.
Number 5.
Brutal.
Number 4. Number 3.
The duels all except for one.
Number 2. Number 1.
Gosh.
What you lack is this.
All these voices inside my head, lighting my sight.
There we go.
Gets bigger, bang, bang, bang. Oh, my devil's trigger.
I was waiting for it. I was like, where's that Jones?
Really good, really good.
Remix.
The memes, the jokes, Robert, you're very good at them, and I very much enjoy it.
Now we need to get So we need to get to do Buried Delight now, Jones. We need you to sing that.
Try not to dip into franchises too much if I can, but I have done a couple Final Fantasies. Finally, from Parasite Paladin, hello fellas, here's a clip of me playing the mobile game The Battle Cats, ending with mobile. Yeah, feels good. I'm not super good at it, but I had fun. Note, sorry Jones, hard to time these things that I went over. Can you skip the first 30 seconds instead of the last 30 if possible? It's the last video. I'll give you 30 extra seconds. I got this game. I played it. It's fun. Save up that money.
I'm so confused right now.
Save up the money.
The tower defense?
So now he's got this little guy going on the left there. And they're just gonna fight when they get in contact with each other. But he's saving up the money for the big boys.
Let's delay attack.
It's so weird. Good. Yeah. Big boy.
What the hell is this anime girl? What the heck? Where did that come from? What?
It's nuts. Got 30 cat food and some leadership for that.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like the guy holding the pizzas with the whistle. I think that was my favorite guy.
Yeah.
There you go. And just one for everybody in the community here. I'll actually do the link if you want to check it out. YouTube.com. And then when you got your code at the end, 3 capital L2, lowercase z, capital D, capital Y, lowercase j, lowercase h, capital AUM. This is from BRVR, who said, things I enjoyed, video games / anime in the first half of 2020. Not sure how DMCA works. If you can't show it the music, then skip it. There's only one track. It wasn't the music. You just showed a ton of anime in this video. And like, that's it. We're going to get nailed for that one. But if anybody in chat wants to check that out, boom, there's your link there. And shout out to Megan Linhart, Kit Snow, and Ben Fitter, who said hold, ooh, and hold, respectively. And Mo Grant, who I mentioned, submitted something like a couple hours before we went live. So I will be very clear. I'm going to be, for everybody bumping up that showcase tier or showcase deadline an hour. So it includes the day before. So for this deadline, it would have been January 3rd, 2021 at 11 p.m. I think it'll be a little clearer for everybody. And it'll give me an extra hour of sleep the night before I do the showcase. And then coming back on cam, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Easy Allies Community Showcase for the month of January 2021. Michael Damiani, everybody. Michael Damiani.
Good stuff. Thank you, everyone.
Again, that's our $10 and above tier. I'm actually going to do this live right now. I'm going to go to the post, and I'm going to let me know. See, I think I did okay. I didn't think I skipped anybody. Nice.
Good job, Jones.
Yeah. Whew. Woof. I'm going to make that sucker public. Bam! So you can go to patreon.com/easyallies, click on Community Showcase. That is the top. We got a bunch of different categories there. Community Showcase is one of them. January 2021 is now public, so you can check that out if you would like to see. You're like, that song, those songs are so good. That video is so good. Battle Cats. I got to see the strategy, specifically what cats he brought into that level. You can go back and you can check out these things, and it is always wonderful to check out. Our Switch is a great example of, submitting their link for how you can go check out the rest of the wonderful content that is submitted by our wonderful community. So a shout out to them as well, not only for submitting such wonderful pieces that we got to enjoy here, comments as well for the community showcase, but of course supporting us at the $10 and above level on Patreon. It is wonderfully appreciated. Kicking off a brand new year of providing you with content. We got Dawn and Ian at 8 p.m. tonight. If you want to stick around on Twitch, they're going to be streaming some more stuff. And next month, I don't have anybody locked and loaded, but I will be letting you know as soon as possible on Cup of Jones who will be next on the community showcase. Is typically the first Monday of the month, and the last week of the month I will put up the post. So the post for February 2021 will go up in January, so everybody that pledged in January can be a part of the community showcase. And then beginning of next month, we'll do the same thing. We'll sit down here. Thank you, Discord, for making our cameras look a lot better. I was using Zoom before and we looked a little chunky, but now we look good. And thankfully, thank you for fixing your green screen before we got going, Damiani, because I want you to look clean. Nice shirt there too. Good that you have the green screen and not the blue screen, other than you just have a head otherwise. But nice shirt, nice submissions. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for being a part of all of this, and be good to each other. Cheers. Bye, everyone.